Hello and welcome to the 9 p.m. news on Voice of the People TV. I am Vivian Oguche. But before we begin the news, kindly visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. First, the headlines. Nnpcl invites Obasanjo to tour Port Harcourt Refinery. Peter Obi urges Tinubu to show leadership. And libel, not criminal offense. This is coming from retired Justice Taiwo. Also, northern groups demand apology from Niger over Nigeria's collusion claim. An IGP decorates over 100 promoted officers in Delta. In business news, a global oil price rises to 74.08% per barrel on first trading day of 2025. In sports news, oldest Olympic gold medalist Keleti passes at 103. In entertainment news, Wizkid becomes first African artist to hit 8 billion streams on Spotify. Now the news in detail. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Nnpcl, has invited former President Olusegun Obasanjo for a tour of the Port Harcourt Refinery to verify its operational status. This followed the former president's recent television interview in which he cited advice from Shell Petroleum Development Company to suggest the refinery will not function effectively. Obasanjo further alleged that Nnpcl has been misleading Nigerians about the refinery's functionality. Responding to the claims, Nnpcl's Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Shuneye invited the former president to visit the facility, emphasizing the company's commitment to transparency and accountability. Shuneye also invited Obasanjo to join the Nnpcl in its determination to guarantee the country's energy security. And on the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has asked President Bola Tinubu to lead from the front by cutting the cost of governance. Addressing a press conference in Abuja on Thursday, the former Anambra State Governor urged President Tinubu to use local hospitals and visit educational institutions in the country to ascertain the level of development in both sectors. He noted that the level of corruption in Nigeria remained high, just as the cost of governance, which he said has led to an astronomical increase in public debt under the current administration. Obi stressed that borrowings must be tied to projects that would bring development to the country as against the current template of borrowing for consumption. And now retired Justice Taiwo has weighed in on the ongoing legal battles involving human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi and a senior advocate of Nigeria, Afe Babalola, asserting that libel should not be treated as a criminal offense. Justice Taiwo, a former federal high court judge, described libel as a personal matter that ought to remain within the realm of civil law, while emphasizing that it should not be criminalized. Taiwo highlighted the increasing use of cybercrime laws to prosecute defamation, warning that such actions could harm Nigeria's democratic values. Farotimi, who is currently facing defamation charges in 2 separate courts over allegations against Afe Babalola, has been granted bail in the sum of 80 million naira across the cases. And now the Director General of the National Boundary Commission, Adamu Adaji, has reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to fostering peaceful coexistence and promoting trans-border cooperation across Nigeria's internal and international boundaries. In his New Year message to staff members, border communities, and the Nigerian public, Adaji noted the Commission's progress in 2024 and outlined an ambitious vision for 2025 centered on enhanced collaboration, innovation, and service delivery. Reflecting on 2024, Adaji acknowledged the federal government's support, the dedication of NBC staff, and the cooperation of stakeholders as pivotal in achieving remarkable strides. He urged the workforce to redouble efforts in the new year, stressing that professionalism and commitment are key to sustaining success. Now, the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring safer airspace through enhanced safety surveillance measures. In a statement on Thursday, the Acting Director General of the agency, Captain Chris Najomo, said the NCAA has enhanced safety surveillance and improved the airspace in view of the safety issues. He attributed the progress to the President's vision and the Aviation Minister's five-point agenda. According to Najomo, the 5 key points gave them the opportunity to perform more. Najomo also emphasized the agency's commitment to enforcing compliance among airlines, stating that the agency will do whatever that will make every airline to comply. Well, switching some gears now, some northern Nigeria advocacy groups have demanded an apology from Niger Republic's military head, General Abdulhamani Chiani, over his allegation that Nigeria was colluding with France to destabilize his country. In their communique after a meeting in Kaduna on Thursday, the groups Arewa Youth Coalition for Peace and Political Development and the Northern Elders Progressive Group said they totally rejected the claim. They described the allegation as baseless and capable of overheating the polity in both countries, while also backing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's efforts to promote peace and stability in the region. The communique jointly signed by the convener Yusuf Abubakar, Yasir Ramadan Kanu for the Youth Group, and Mustafa Aliyu Dutsinma for the Northern Elders Progressive Group further urged Chiani to stop creating tension between the two countries. The federal government, through the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, had earlier denied the allegation, describing it as baseless. And while the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has commended the officers and men of the Nigerian Army for their sacrifices and commitment to tackling the numerous security challenges facing the country, Oluyede, in his message to soldiers during a special New Year lunch at the Brigade Tactical Headquarters in Tagina, Niger State, charged the troops to remain focused, disciplined, and loyal to constituted authority. The Army Chief, who was represented by the Commander 18th Brigade, Brigadier General Taye Ahmed, also urged the Army to maintain the spirit of patriotism and continue to give their best in their assigned duties and responsibilities. Well, you're still watching the 9 p.m. news on Voice of the People TV. When we return from the break, more stories. Stay with us. For us now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has decorated over 100 officers in the Delta State Police Command, charging them to work harder. Egbetokun, who was represented by the Commissioner of Police, Delta State Command, Abaniwoda Olufemi, performed the decoration on Thursday at the police headquarters in Asaba, the state capital, urging the beneficiaries to remember that the reward for hard work is more work. He advised them to put in more effort in discharging their duties and ensure they do not disappoint the IGP and the general public. Among those decorated were DCP Ado Ibrahim, who was the ACCID State Criminal Investigation Department, ACP Sadiq Mana, who was the DPO A Division Ueli, and ACP Meyake Joyce Matthew, who was the DPO Kwali Division. Another development now, the Imo State Police Command says it has arrested a Catholic priest identified as Joseph Enyinaya in connection with the murder of a boy in the church. The priest reportedly shot the boy on the 31st of December 2024 after he set off fireworks inside the St. Columbus Catholic Church in Amaimo, Ikeduru local government area of the state. Police spokesperson in the state, Henry Okoye, told newsmen that the suspect was arrested Thursday and that an investigation has been launched into the matter. Okoye added that the remains of the victim have been deposited to a morgue in the nearby Ata Ikeduru community. The police spokesperson assured residents of the state that details of the case will be communicated as investigation progresses. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State Command, Mohammed Rabiu, has ordered a full-scale investigation into the alleged assassination attempt on Senator Usman Lawal. In a statement, the spokesperson, Mansour Hassan, said the command was drawn to Senator Usman's claim on his Facebook handle that he escaped an assassination attempt by some thugs in a yet-to-be-identified location in Kaduna North on Wednesday. Following the said publication, therefore, Hassan said the Commissioner of Police has ordered a full-scale investigation into the matter. And our chairman of Ohian local government area of Edo State, Newman Ugagbe, has described his purported impeachment by two councillors as mere rumor. Ugagbe and his vice were reportedly impeached earlier on Thursday by the councillors at the council secretariat in Abudu, though no details were given of offences. Reacting to the development, Ugagbe said he remained the duly elected chairman, adding that the development was a ploy by the All Progressives Congress to gain unauthorized access to the council's treasury. In a statement, Ugagbe's chief press secretary, Roy Seriman, said the exercise was null and void. He disclosed that 10 of the 12-member legislative had earlier impeached their former leader, who now claims to be the acting chairman of the local government. Meanwhile, Ugagbe has reaffirmed his commitment to delivering good governance to Ohian people and urged all well-meaning individuals to condemn the harassment, intimidation, and illegality being perpetrated by Edo State government. Ugagbe, alongside his 17 other local council chairmen in Edo State, had in December been suspended by the government, a move they resisted and got caught back. Well, let's take you to Delta State now, where the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, has lambasted the All Progressives Congress, APC, over its recent advice to Deltans not to expect meaningful development from the PDP-led government in 2025. The PDP described the APC's statement as childish and misleading, saying the party was struggling to keep pace with the development strides of Governor Sheriff Oborevwori's administration. Countering the APC's claim of non-performance by the governor's administration in 2024, the PDP said the criticism was unfounded, given the administration's efforts to address critical issues like infrastructure, healthcare, education, and job creation, among others. It urged Deltans to disregard the APC's antics and keep faith with the state government's transformations. It added that the MORE agenda, M-O-R-E agenda, will unfold with greater impact in 2025, with impactful, enduring, and legacy projects across the 3 senatorial districts. Well, in Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has signed into law the state's 2025 appropriation bill of 1.1 trillion naira. The governor disclosed this in his X handle on Thursday, thanking the lawmakers for their unwavering commitment to service. Fubara stated that together they were setting the pace for a prosperous year ahead, focusing on education, healthcare, agriculture, and infrastructure. The bill, entitled Budget of Inclusive Growth and Development, was presented before the Victor Okujumbo-led State House of Assembly on the 30th of December 2024. Well, I take you to Cross River State now, where Governor Obasanjo has commended the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, for its significant role in advancing educational infrastructure to improve teaching and learning across Nigeria. Speaking on Thursday during the 2024 TET Fund Management Retreat in Calabar, Otu noted the indispensable contributions of TET Fund to higher education. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, Peter Ode, stated that without the fund's interventions, university education in the country would face immense challenges, emphasizing that Nigeria's higher education cannot thrive without TET Fund in the present circumstance. He urged the body to remain steadfast in its commitment to enhancing the quality of higher education, Otu further assured of his government's partnership to improve education in Cross River State. On his part, TET Fund's Executive Secretary, Sonny Echono, said the fund has made progress in reforming and scaling up its interventions through collaboration with the Minister of Education. Well, coming up next, business, sports, and entertainment news. After this short break, stay with us.
We go to bed empty hunger.
To the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
You're welcome back. Some business news now. Global oil prices rose slightly on Thursday, the first day of trade in 2025. Brent crude futures rose to $74.80 to a barrel, gaining 17 cents or 0.06%, while the U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures gained 19 cents to $71.91 a barrel. President Bola Tinubu's government had pegged the 2025 budget on the assumption that global oil prices will be around $75 per barrel, while also pledging to boost oil production above 2 million barrels per day. And now the Zone A Operation Whirlwind Unit of the Nigeria Customs Service has arrested smugglers attempting to transport over 10,000 liters of premium motor spirit concealed in sacks in the Badagry area of Lagos State. Commander of Operation Whirlwind, Mahmoud Bello, said in a statement that the operation took place on New Year's Eve. He disclosed that during surveillance operations along the waterside in Badagry, customs agents intercepted 61 sacks and 7 jerrycans of PMS in a large canoe headed for Benin Republic. Bello further disclosed that smugglers had revived an old smuggling technique of concealing PMS in sacks. According to him, this marked the first time this method was encountered during Operation Whirlwind, as previous seizures had involved PMS being transported in jerry cans. Well, it's time for sports news now, but on a rather sad note, and with some nostalgia over her achievements, the world's oldest living Olympic gold medalist and a Holocaust survivor, Agnes Kaleti, has died aged 103. Five-time Olympic champion, the Hungarian gymnast won her first gold aged 31 at the 1952 Games in Helsinki before winning 4 more in Melbourne in 1956 to become the oldest female gymnast to win gold. Her 10 Olympic medals, including 5 golds, make Kaleti the second most successful Hungarian athlete of all time. Kaleti was born in Budapest in 1921 and won her first Hungarian championship in 1940. But later that year, she was banned from all sports activities because of her Jewish origin. For some football now, Grenada striker Edna Imadi has won Liga F Player of the Month for December. The 24-year-old player scored 3 goals and provided 1 assist during the month. The striker is currently the second on the Liga F scorers chart with 8 goals. She is behind Barcelona's Ewa Pajo, who has netted 9 times this season. Super Falcons captain Rashidat Ajibade won the inaugural award in September. Well, it's time for some entertainment news now, and Nigerian singer Wizkid has hit another milestone as the first African artist to surpass 8 billion streams on Spotify. His collaborative hit, One Dance, in collaboration with Canadian superstar Drake, is his most streamed song on the platform with over 2 billion streams. One Dance holds the Guinness World Record for the first single to hit 1 billion streams on Spotify. Wizkid's most streamed album on the platform is the deluxe edition of his fourth studio album, Made in Lagos, with about 1 billion streams. Meanwhile, Burna Boy has hit 7.2 billion streams on Spotify, making him the second most streamed African artist on the platform. In the meantime, popular British rapper Stormzy has been banned from driving for 9 months in the United Kingdom. The singer was banned Thursday by the Wimbledon Magistrates Court after an off-duty police officer caught him in London using a mobile phone behind the wheel of his Rolls-Royce vehicle. District Judge Andrew Sweet handed him the ban after he pleaded guilty by a letter to driving while using the device in West Kensington on the 7th of March 2024. Sweet noted that Stormzy's driving record was not good and criticized his dangerous and irresponsible actions. And that wraps it up for us on the news at 9. But before we go, a quick look at the headlines. We told you that the Nnpcl has invited Obasanjo to tour Port Harcourt Refinery. Also, we told you that Peter Obi has urged President Tinubu to show leadership. Also, libel, not criminal offense. We told you this came from retired Justice Taiwo. Also, northern groups demanded apology from Niger over Nigeria's collusion claims. We also told you that the IGP decorates over 100 promoted officers in Delta. And in business news, we brought you reports that a global oil price has soared to $74.80 per barrel on first trading day of 2025. And in sports news, we brought you reports that oldest Olympic gold medalist Kaleti has passed on at age 103. Finally, on entertainment news, we told you that Wizkid has become the first African artist to hit 8 billion streams on Spotify. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. And on other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. I am Vivian Uguche. Good evening.